Okay, I want to welcome everybody to our Unconventional Wisdom, CSC / Micro Moment Trading podcast show. If you want to find out more about what's going on, go to go to our website. We still have the CSC website up. You can go there, or you can go to www.micromomenttrading.com. It's got everything that's in the CSC website is in there, so you can find out all about Randy's and Tony's and Keith's, what they do, their seminars and such, and when they have them and what they cost and who shebang. You can also sign up for the free Cow Report. It's been published for 20 years now, and it's got all kinds of emails in it from our clients asking questions, telling us what kind of results they're getting, complaining or doing whatever they want to do. They do the Cow Report, and it's absolutely free. It goes out every Friday and has for the last 20 years. We were sort of missing Micah today. He had to go pick up, I think, a sister-in-law or something at the airport. And Tony's going to be here for a short period of time. He needs to attend an appointment he has. And so I don't really have a big, huge thing to start off today, other than Merrill Lynch, which, is not one of my favorite brokerage firms, has announced that they've gone commission free. Now, they were commission free anyhow, but they made this big announcement that they were not going to charge commissions on trades, options, or whatever. And they said, but we've been doing this for a long time. If you belong to our special group, well, that special group, you got to have like $50,000 in there to be tier 1 member. And you get about 7 trades a month. And no, you get 4 trades a month, and another $20,000-$30,000 and you get unlimited trades. So it's not exactly free, you got to do it, but that's typical Merrill Lynch. And so they will have to bring that down because they won't be able to compete with everybody else. Just like most of the Wall Street firms either go out of business or be commission free. And it's already going that way. Goldman Sachs has already said they're having to lay off all their brokers because people no longer want to deal with the brokers. And they're going totally pretty much trading platform that's like E-Trade and all the other ones. So let's see how our guys have done today. Let me get to Tony because he can't stay very long. So let's see. There's a question from Martha. It says, hey guys, I can't thank Micah, Tony, and Joe enough for teaching me the MMT trading concept. I've made over 20% every day this week, even when Apple is down. You guys have changed my life. That's good, Martha. Tony wants to take off, and I told him we made about 13.21% today, which is a super day. Mm-hmm. And I have to keep reminding people, if you make, they made that today. If you make that if you just make 6% in a week, and all you've got is $2,000 in your account at the end of 24 months, it's going to compound to over $800,000. These guys have averaged for the last 25 weeks over 140% a week. So Tony, why don't you take it? And I know you have a lot of time.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Martha, that's a fantastic comment and review for Micro Moment Trading. Thanks so much for sending that out. We'd actually like to use some of those comments that you just made. If you could send that to Joe. Joe, what's your email?
Yeah. What is my Joseph at micromomenttrading.com. Joseph, micromomenttrading.com. Send it to me so we can put it in the Cow Report.
Yeah. And also, we might put it on the Micro Moment section on the website. So thanks a lot for that comment, Martha. That means a lot. But overall, it's been good. It's been slow and steady this week with various earnings and stuff like that going on this week and next week. I'm anticipating it to be not as volatile and not as much volume on Q and Apple.
That volume's been the problem. We did 15.76 on Monday, Tuesday 15.76 again. I can't believe it. No, I'm sorry, 26.95 on Tuesday, and then today 13.21. Yesterday we only had a really slow day, 3.41%.
Yeah. So still really good results, and just want to say thanks to everyone that joins us in the morning. We love to, get the comments and the feedback and the questions from you guys. it really makes the webinar go by faster, I guess you could say, and more fun. So thanks so much for all the interaction there, and keep the questions coming. Hopefully that you guys are, taking some significant value away from those webinars every morning. And if not, tell us why you're not, or why you feel like you're not. We're open to positive and negative.
Also, before Tony has to leave, and I announced this other day in the Micro Moment session in the morning, we're going to be having a master's class in March. Dirk and I had lunch the other day, decided we'd have it in March. We don't know the exact date yet. But all these guys are going to be on there. They'll be coming to Dallas. Randy and Keith, it's going to be our normal thing, cocktail drinks. And, you guys drinks excessively like you always do. And Keith, you can wear your skirt. And then we'll have dinner on Saturday night, and want each one of you guys to pick out somebody that we can present as a master client.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Yep.
We got a pretty good amount of those on Micro Moment. Tim, Martha, David, and Kathy. A lot of people. I'm missing names there, but we got a really good group of good traders on the Micro Moment side. So it's been good though overall. It's been positive, and
it'll be fun for Tony and Mikey because they've never been to one. So I don't think Micah may have been to one online, because it'll be online and it'll be in person also. So
nice.
We'll get all those details worked up. So
sounds good. Well, thanks, Joe. Keith and Randy. Hope you guys have a good week. I'll see you guys. I just wanted to make a quick appearance, but it's been good. Good seeing you guys.
Okay, we'll see you later.
See you guys.
Okay. Take care.
Take care, Tony.
Okay. Very good. So Randy, what's going on? Randy's been for folks out there in our Micro Moment and CSE trading land. Randy's a big baseball player, and not professionally, but semi-professional for old folks. And he's in Phoenix now. I think he had a game yesterday, and now they go from Phoenix. I think in a couple of weeks you're playing somewhere down in Florida. So good. So how did it go? How did it go this week?
This is my hat for this week. We're the Moon Dogs.
Okay.
That must be some kind of a minor league team on the East Coast. The team I played on this week was mostly from Pennsylvania, and they asked me to come out to Phoenix and play with them. So I'm heading to Fort Myers in a couple of weeks to play again down there on another team, and that team is out of Atlanta. So
you've been to Puerto Rico to play too, right?
Yes, yeah, we played the Puerto Rico tournament a couple of years ago. Had a good time down there. Lots of good ball players in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And can't go to California and Las Vegas, just wherever to head around, play some baseball. So
let me before Randy gets into great detail, let me tell something about Randy. He's been with us, over 10 years. And in fact, he made his first presentation was at a master's class in Chicago, I think. And
yep, 2008.
Yeah, and same way with Keith. One later after that one, that Keith did the same thing. He started off in a master's class, so that's good. But both of these gentlemen have techniques compared to Micro Moment that are much more involved. In fact, we were talking today on somebody asked a question on the Micro Moment about a manual. We're having difficult coming up with a manual for Micro Moment versus the credit spreads and Randy's variety of covered calls, because Randy has all kinds of tools. Keith has all kinds of tools to learn and to do to make sure that you're consistently making money on your stocks or leap positions, whether they go up or down. You're consistently making the money that you would have made had it been based on what you paid for it. So there's a lot of stuff there, and Randy's expert at that. He sends out multiple emails a day when he's creating positions and managing those positions. You get an email every time he does something, and those are real accounts, and he's been doing it for a really long time. Okay, I just want to give that little preface for you there, Randy.
Okay, and so the results for last week, and Joe's talking about our cover call Platinum service, where I not only support and coach for the traditional cover calls that Joe teaches in the 2-day seminar, which is buying a stock and selling a call against it. And we're not speculating with these positions because we're selling in the money calls, which means the equity could go up or down, and you still get called out for a positive called return, meaning that you get all your money back and you make a profit at the same time. And so in the Platinum service, we take it even a step further and we use synthetic calls, synthetic stock positions, which means instead of buying the stock to sell a call against it, we buy an option to sell it, to buy a call to sell a call against it. Still in the money, so the equity can go up or down and still get called out for return of all capital and lock in a profit at the same time. So last week had IBM. I entered IBM and made 8.9% return on the 2 days, in and out in just 2 days. Coca-Cola was 21.2%, but that took 2 weeks. So I had to use management, as Joe talked about. What we call management is if the equity goes down further than the cushion that is allowed in the position, then we have management processes. So those are extra techniques to be able to implement to continue generating income while the equity is on its way back up. And it doesn't have to get all the way back up to where it started with these management techniques. And so Coca-Cola was one of those. It still generated 21.2% return investment with all the invested capital back plus 21%. That's the great part of having a management technique, that you can wait for the stocks to go up and down and still generate income. And the same with GLD, which is a gold ETF. That was 6.3% for 2 weeks. So not as high of a return, but still 6.3% in 2 weeks of investment and all capital back. And GLD had actually declined along the way, and it's still going down slightly. It's up a little bit today. So I'm in another position of GLD for this week, and it's well in the money already, over $4. So it looks like it'll close out for just the 1 week investment tomorrow. So things are going well. I'm also doing the quote micro moment technique, although mines are longer than micro moments, for SPX, and that was only did a couple of those and took small profits today, about 1.7% return 3 times already this morning. So still waiting for it. The market is pretty volatile today, up and then down and then now up again. So we'll see what the latest and greatest news of the day hits to move that market.
It was interesting. It was interesting yesterday, Biogen, which evidently has come up with, looks like a cure for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it was an Alzheimer's.
And it just soared. It was like 30 or 40% during the course of the year, something like that. So, yeah, and Randy's techniques, like I say, he has variety. It all started with the basic covered call, which is buying the stock and selling the call, which you can still do. However, he obtains incredible leverage by, instead of buying the stock, buying a leap, what we call a leap, which is just an option that's way out, maybe several years out, and it acts as the stock. So instead of paying $50 for a stock, you may pay $3 or $4 for the leap, and then you sell calls against it, just like you would a stock. And all his management techniques work on that kind of leap transaction, as opposed to if you had the stock. So he really got some great, highly leverage abilities without having to borrow money on margin, which is death when you're doing covered calls. And but he's been doing this so long, has so many clients, and they all do good. And really great emails. And all his emails are also in the Cow Report, which you can get if you go to www.micromomenttrading.com website and subscribe to the free Cow Report and learn all kinds of other stuff about our operations. So we'll come back to Randy here in a minute. Let's see what Keith's up to. Keith's got a big ears on. What's going on, Keith?
Just listening away here, Joe. Anyway, so I head up the weekly credit spread platinum service, and we look at both credit spreads, which I've shied away from just for a little bit for now, just given the volatility of the market, and also credit spread momentum trades, which I have been doing. Last week and a half, the markets have been pretty flat, and you want some momentum on the ones that I'm doing. They're not nearly as fast as the micro moment trades that Micah and Tony do, but I typically, on these short-term CSMs, I still try to be in and out in a day. I may be in for maybe 5 minutes to an hour, but past that, I get too much time decay and just don't want to go in that. I use the CSE charting tools that we've come up with, both the advanced chart and the ICE chart for the really fast ones. And then I came up with the CSM charts that I use also, which I think are outstanding. And they have different time frames on them for whether you want to do short-term or long-term kind of analysis of where the market is going. And so I use those for both getting in and getting out of the market. Joe, you mentioned something about a manual. The manual for the CSM trades was put together for the roundup. I can't believe it, it's 4 or 5 years ago now already, maybe 6 years ago. So it's a bit out of date, but I've put together just like a half dozen slides or so that I brief on the webinar every week on Tuesdays from noon to 1:30, and I've provided those to the clients, so those that are following my trades can see what the rules are for both entering and exiting, what I'm looking for, and for doing that. On the webinar, we go through the charts each week for various potential trades or trades that we're in or the trades that we were in. And a lot of times I'll do screen captures too on that, which allows me to go back and look at what I was looking for when entering a trade or exiting a trade. And the big thing is I want to try to teach people what to look for in the charts for entering and exiting. And I can't be by my computer every minute during trading time. And there are times where, you know, if you're watching the charts, it's like, ooh, that's a good one. Let me go ahead and enter that. Also do the two-day credit spread and CSM weekend, which is actually coming up this coming Saturday and Sunday. It will be online only. And go through a lot of examples, a lot of screen captures, go through the details on doing the trading for both credit spreads and CSM, both long-term and short-term trades on that, as well as I spend a fair amount of time going over the charts for what to read in the charts, how to use the charts for the ICE chart and the advanced chart and the CSM charts for the kind of trading that I do. So it isn't like the detailed one that Randy goes through describing advanced charts, but it's enough to focus on what's I think important for doing the trading on the CSM trade. So
okay.
So anyway, Joe.
All right, a couple things here. If we're on YouTube here and you have the ability to give us your comments or ask us any questions right now, if you just type them in there, then Marcus will pop it up here on the screen, and we'll be glad to answer any questions. Also, I do the 2-day covered call seminar, and I'm going to do one here within the next month. It doesn't interfere with these guys' seminars. Mine's always on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and 2 days covered, traditional covered calls. And Sue Ann in our office has been demanding that I get something to her on a date, and I keep forgetting to do it. That's why this Biogen drug for Alzheimer's is going to be good for me, you know. And so anyhow,
that's just if you remember to take it, Joe.
That's right, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
and Joe, and Joe,
that's the one problem with the Alzheimer's medicine. You know?
You get to take it.
And the other thing, Joe, also about these weekend seminars, if you've paid for them or taken them before, you get to take them free again. And that's so sign up to the office and do that.
That's true. And now I forgot what I was going to say. No, but you just need to go to www.micromomenttrading.com. You can still go to the CSE site, but we'll be discontinuing that one probably in a few months. Everything that's in that CSE site is in the Micro Moment Trading, www.micromomenttrading.com site. So check that out. Sign up for the free Cal report. And I can't believe nobody's asked any questions here. I have any comments or anything. Just type it in there. And usually now if Mike was here, because Mike can go on and on and on. You know, he gets emotional about a question or about a trade, and he just goes on and on and on. But I think he had to go to the airport and pick up his sister-in-law. He lives out in Seattle, and I think she was coming in. Mike is up in the Virginia area, and Randy's actually from Atlanta, but he's out in used to live in Phoenix, and he's out there for this baseball game and going back to Atlanta, I guess. So he travels around quite a bit. But yeah,
and I'm also, just to put a plug in, I'm also going to go to North Carolina where my granddaughter is, and their cheerleading team just won their local competition, and they'll be going to Virginia Beach for the regional competition after Thanksgiving. And so we'll be out there watching their cheerleading squad win the overall. They were the grand champion of the entire process in addition to winning their age group.
Well, is that like high school or junior high or college?
Oh no, she's only 8, so she's early in her cheerleading process. They cheerlead for the Pop Warner team, but she'll be in there as she grows up and gets into high school as well. Is she going
to be your own personal cheerleader, like when you make?
Well, yeah, we could then fly her out, to the baseball games, and she could be doing. You don't usually have cheerleaders at baseball, but we could implement that process and maybe start a whole nationwide trend.
There you go. Yeah, my daughter, I was supposed to go up to Fayetteville to visit her this weekend, but her son, Buzz, who's only 12, plays baseball. And they had some games this weekend, and it's going to be real confusing. So I'm going to go up, drive up on Sunday instead of Saturday. Seems like he had a couple of games on Saturday. So, anyhow. Okay, well, if nobody has any comments they want to say or do anything, Marcus, you sure nobody said anything in there to you?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just Martha talking about how she's made 20% every day this week, but that's the only comment.
Okay, well, that's Martha. They're all doing good. It's just amazing, y'all. And all these clients, Keith's clients do good. And when you break it down, they all make about the same amount per year. It kind of comes in different spurts, but it's just huge amounts of money. And, it's something. So, well, if you guys don't have any more, we'll call it kind of quits for the day since we're short a couple of people here. And we'll just go back to doing whatever we're doing. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks everybody for attending. And again, check out our site, www.macromomenttrading.com. I find that one very difficult to say. CSE.com is easier, but sign up, check all this stuff out. If you have any questions, send them in and we'll answer them. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Marcus, thanks a lot. We'll see you all.
Hope everyone has a good weekend.
All right. Yep. Have a good week.
Take care.